After spending lots of hours in the air, since taking off at the Beijing Capital International Airport in the early hours of August 21, 2023, Air China's Boeing 747-8i, that was carrying the Chinese President Xi Jinping, landed at Johannesburg's OR Tambo International Airport, some moments to midnight local time in South Africa, to officially mark his arrival in the country for participation in the BRICS summit. President Xi Jinping, who was last in South Africa 10 years ago, that is in March 2013, when he had gone to participate in the 10th BRICS summit, was personally received at the airport by President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa.
Glad to have you here. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for honoring us.
您来访是我们的荣幸。欢迎您到南京。
And as seen here, there was generally a jovial mood on nearly everyone at the airport, including the shirtless dancers that had braced the night's cold to entertain the visiting head of state with vigor. Anyway, what got our attention most is that despite being a president of the world's #1 manufacturer, exporter and second biggest economy, President Xi Jinping arrived in a commercial aircraft instead of a special Air Force One, like that, which is normally used by the US president, the Russian president, or many African heads of state. Throughout the world, and specifically on the African continent, we are used to seeing presidents arriving at such high-profile summits with their own special presidential jets. But President Xi Jinping was humble enough to settle for the national carrier's Boeing 747-8i. Anyway, this isn't the first time that President Xi Jinping or a Chinese president is using a commercial flight in a state visit, and we are here to give you 3 main reasons why Xi Jinping opted for the Air China plane. The first reason is that, by using the Air China plane, President Xi Jinping was globally marketing the national carrier, so that it may attract more customers both in China and overseas in their foreign travels. The second reason is that the president opted for the big commercial plane because it can comfortably accommodate his entourage. President Xi Jinping was traveling to South Africa with not just a few state officers, but also with a dozen-plus business leaders and company executives who would be involved in various bilateral talks and trade deals with multiple countries on the sidelines of the summit, and therefore the bigger plane was the ideal option. Then the third reason is that there is no special Air Force One in China. In 2015, a former acting director of the Protocol Department of China's Foreign Ministry revealed that there is no special plane for Chinese leaders, and that the planes they use for domestic and even overseas travels are provided by Air China. Anyway, while in South Africa, President Xi Jinping, together with his South African counterpart Cyril Ramaphosa, will also co-chair the China-Africa Leaders Dialogue on the sidelines of the BRICS summit. A summit whose #1 agenda is expansion of the bloc and discussion on possibilities of creating a common currency that will rival the US dollar in international trade settlements.
Sorry, can you go back, please?
What amazes you about Xi Jinping and generally this BRICS summit that is giving the G7 members sleepless nights? Leave your thoughts on this in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe before leaving.